Now on YouTube, it's time for some alternative commentary action with the Commentary Hub.
There's headed by Marina, and it's 2-1 to Arsenal.
Look at that point! Goal for Manchester City!
Zaka takes this corner, whips it in, it's headed and it's a goal, and it's that man, Gabriel.
Liverpool have equalised. Lovely improvisational touch from Curtis Jones.
Oh, what a goal! Wow, take it out!
Hello and welcome to the Commentary Hub's alternative audio coverage of Reading against Stevenage at the Select Leasing Car Stadium. I'm your alternative commentator, Nicholas Jones, and I would like to apologise for that. I would like to apologise for the way the intro started. Somebody pressed the wrong button. That person was me, so everything was all mixed up. Anyway, Stevenage come into this match against the Royals, fourth in League One. A win tonight would mean that they go top of the table, and if they draw, they will be level on points with Bradford City, which will drop Cardiff City down a position. Yet the Bluebirds will still be in the playoff table. It will still be in the playoffs. Reading have recently appointed Liam Richardson as their manager. Liam Richardson, formerly manager of Rotherham United, Accrington Stanley and Wigan Athletic, has had a trying start to his new job, to say the least. His side lost 3-2 against Carlisle United in the last round of the FA Cup. Stevenage, on the other hand, lost 1-0 to Chesterfield. So before we go into anything further, let's now mention the team. Starting with Reading, in goal is number 1 Joel Pereira. Then we have number 2 Kelvin Albrefa, number 3 Joel Dorset, number 33 Derek Williams, number 15 Paddy O'Connor, number 29 Kamari Doyle, number 10 Lewis Wing, number 8 Charlie Savage, number 32 Patrick Lane, number 9 Kelvin Ehibachuam, and number 11 Daniel Kairewa. Stevenage, in goal is number 1 Philippe Marshall. Then the rest of the players: number 16 Lewis Freestone, number 5 the captain Carl Piergiani. Lewis Wing is the Reading captain, by the way. Number 15 Charlie Good, number 2 Luther James Wildin, number 18 I should say Harvey White, number 4 Jordan Horton, number 20 Chen Campbell, number 10 Dan Kemp, number 11 Jordan Roberts, and number 9 Ghassan Ahadme. He was omitted from the side that was in the cup last week. That was in the cup on Saturday. So the players now getting ready to come out onto the pitch, led of course by the match officials, and we will check who they are in a moment. Reading appearing in their customary home blue and white striped kits, although for this season they've gone for a sort of pottery feel. And Stevenage, they are wearing a purple, navy blue, I should say, type kit, as the home fans now waiting expectantly for the game to begin. And the referee for this match is Ben Speddy, So let's have a look at the formations for Reading. It is a 4-3-3 formation. Pereira is in goal with Abrafa, Dorset, Williams and O'Connor, the back four in defence. In midfield is Kamari Doyle with Lewis Wing in the centre midfield. Charlie Savage is the right midfielder. Then up forward we have Patrick Lane, Kelvin Ehibachioman and Kairewa And for Stevenage, it is a 4-2-3-1 formation with Marshall in goal, Freestone, Kiagiani, Good, and in defensive midfield. Then we have Campbell, Kemp, and Roberts further forward with Ahadme, the lone striker. Stevenage is managed by Alex Ravel, and the other match officials are Stuart Butler, Kevin Howick, and the fourth official Isaac Searle. So watch out for that one. And something else I should also mention before the game starts is that Reading have recently signed on a short-term contract. Randall Williams. But before we go into that, we'll just have time. Because it's almost Remembrance Day, we are to have a quick pause and a minute's silence for the sounding of the last post and remembering those who have died serving for our country. So now we pause for the sounding of the last post. So that was the observance silence, and that was the silence observance and the sounding of the last posts. And so now just to get back to Randall Williams, As I mentioned, a signing yesterday. He is on a short-term contract until January, and he is very experienced in League One, having recently reached the playoff final with Leyton Orient. So the players now getting ready to start, and we will soon be underway. It'll be Reading to kick us off. They will be defending the side to my left, which is the Eamon Dolan stand, and Stevenage will be defending the side to my right. So away we go then at the Select Car Leasing Stadium, with Reading pushing forward. On the ball was Kamari Doyle. It's Doyle passing to Kairewa. Now the ball's being passed back down the field by Reading. Good opening defensive moves by Reading. It's O'Connor passing it to Derek Williams. Derek Williams recently had a spell of injury, but has returned. On the ball briefly was Savage, and Savage crossing the ball up the field. It's now in the attacking area. It's with Kamari Doyle. Doyle towards wing, and just about almost had by a Brafer to Lewis Wing, the captain, and now the ball has been picked up by Patrick Lane. Reading still in possession, and they have totally managed to gain control over Stevenage after 60 throughout the first minutes. What they haven't done so far is pressed on towards goal, but they are showing that they are a side not to be trifled with. They could be really a thorn in Stevenage's side this evening. Stevenage, remember, looking for a win to get themselves back up top, but the ball gone over the line, and it will be a throw-in. We'll just check for a moment to see who will take. The throw-in. I gather it will be a Reading throw. Indeed, it is a Brafer. The ball just briefly taken away by White, and there will be a free kick to Reading. 2 minutes in, it's Reading 0, Stevenage 0, and for Liam Richardson, this is his first league game in charge of the Royals. And it will be Lewis Wing to take the free kick, and in it goes towards Reading's attacking third, but blocked briefly by Stevenage. On the ball is Stevenage's number 9, Ahadme. Ahadme now being given back to James Wildin. Stevenage trying to press the ball up front, but halted by Reading. The referee is saying free kick to Reading, as the Royals waste no time in keeping the game going. On the ball is O'Connor crossing the ball forward towards Lane. It's Lane to Kairewa passing quickly to Doyle, and Reading almost have the goal in. Erbicham to a Brafer with the shots, blocked by Stevenage, and now on the ball is Savage, Charlie Savage, and Reading take the lead after just over 3 minutes. The side that's at 20th in the table, close to relegation. An early goal is what they needed. For Charlie Savage, that is his first goal of the season. It was almost sent in by Erbicham. Erbicham received the ball back, and that was good teamwork between Brafer and Savage. The ball briefly almost went over the line. It was difficult to ascertain who went in. It was Kairewa actually who assisted Savage, and that was a neat little long ranger. I'm sure the ball stayed in play. Otherwise, Otherwise, that could have been a Stevenage corner. But as it stands right now, it's Reading 1, Stevenage 0. And Reading will be looking to build on that. Throw into Reading on the left side. As the ball has been thrown to Savage, it goes up the field. It was briefly had by Pierre Gianni for Stevenage. Reading still able to defend the ball, but not for long, as the ball has been given away to Chem Campbell. Campbell on the near side, being roughed up from behind, but still able to keep the ball. Reading take it back, but now the ball is with White. It's White crossing forwards to Charlie Good. Good almost sends it forward to Jordan Roberts, but Stevenage really need to get their act together after they were caught out by Reading just over 2 minutes ago. Just over 5.5 minutes in, it's still Reading 1, Stevenage 0. And the Stevenage boss, Alex Ravel, looking at his notebook. What must be going on inside his head? Headed up into the air by Pierre Gianni. Pierre Gianni gives the ball away to Reading, and now on the ball is Erbicham. But the ball has been nicked by White. It's over the line, and that will be a Reading throw-in. So Reading to take the throw. It's Abrafa, Kelvin Abrafa, passing quickly to Kamari Doyle. It's Doyle, and but there's been a bit of an altercation between him and Chem Campbell. Abrafa was protesting that Campbell pulled his shirt, but none of them is punished. It's a free kick to Stevenage to be taken by Marshall. Philippe Marshall, one of the youngest players for Stevenage, only 22 years old, and now going after the ball for Stevenage was Ahadme, the man from Morocco. But it's a throw into Reading. Abrafa to take the throw, headed by Stevenage. Now it comes off the head of Patrick Lane, given away to Stevenage. Reading trying to take it back. Is Lane going to get it back? He is. Briefly, but Stevenage were able to snap it away through Horton. Now the ball being crossed further up the field towards Campbell, but good interception by Reading. Coming up to 8 minutes on the clock. It's still Reading 1, Stevenage 0. And if Reading were to win this, that would vault themselves up to around 14th in the table. We will let you know the outcome. We will let you know the outcome of the table at the end of the programme. Goal kick to Reading, taken by Pereira, headed by James Wilding for Stevenage, but given away to Reading. The ball is now with Kairewa. Kairewa almost crossing it down towards Patrick Lane, but easily handled by the Stevenage defenders. And so this was the delivery by Reading towards Lane, and a corner has been given to the Royals. They think they can score from this. It's Savage with the corner, halted by Stevenage, I should say, and now the ball is with number 11 Roberts. Roberts passing to Dan Kemp. and the ball was briefly tackled by Kyreira, but Kyreira has been given a yellow card, and we shall. And I'll try and piece together what it was for. Was it unnecessary contact? Was it dissent? We'll have another look at this, and that was what it was for. And it wasn't Kyreira who was booked. It was in fact Jeriel Dorset, his first of the season. It must have been through an incident which I did not see. Free kick to Stevenage, but down on the ground has gone Jeriel Dorset. Maybe somebody elbowed him in retaliation. I'll have to check on this one, but Ben Speddy is not going to stand for any nonsense. Pereira to take the free kick for Reading. Steps back a bit. He is wearing all fluorescent green, and he boots the ball. And he boots the ball forward. He was aiming for Kyreira, but the ball has just gone to his opposite number, Philippe Marshall. Philippe Marshall clearing the ball forwards for Stevenage, but intercepted by Reading. It was almost with O'Connor, but it ended up at the feet. But it ended up in the arms of Pereira. Pereira passes the ball around to Abrafa. Now it's with Paddy O'Connor. Abrafa, I should say, almost had the ball. Now on the ball for Stevenage is Chem Campbell. Campbell passing to Piergiani back towards Campbell, and the ball is now being given back to Reading. On the ball for Reading now is Dorset. Dorset trying to cross the ball forwards towards Bicham, but good interception by Stevenage. It'll be a throw-in to Reading to be taken by Abrafa. Abrafa trying to make sure that everyone is in the position he wants, but the throw-in doesn't come off. It was intercepted by Stevenage, and the ball now being passed around to Ahadme. It's Ahadme with the ball, but tackled from behind by Abrafa. Abrafa did well to tackle for Reading. Now the ball is being advanced further up the field. It was about 20 or so centimetres from the halfway line, and again good teamwork defensively by Reading. Ball is caught by Savage. It's now with Abrafa. Over the line it goes again. I have a feeling it will be a Stevenage throw-in because a Reading player sent it over, and I guess correctly it will be Luther James Wildin to take the throw. He throws the ball, dinked away by Roberts. Although a Reading player although Kyreira might have got the final touch, so another throw to Stevenage as the Boro close in on the goal area. Defended well though by Reading. Stevenage going for another attack. It's been caught by Lewis Freestone, I should say. Freestone to Campbell, and almost curled in, but the ball went wide. That was a poor effort, in my opinion. Now back with Freestone. It's Freestone passing the ball around. It's with Campbell. Campbell under pressure from Abrafa. White to Charlie Goods. Charlie Goods passing to James Wildin. James Wildin to Halton. Back with James Wildin. And it ends up it's still with Stevenage. Ends at the piece of Piergiani. Piergiani passes to Marshall. Ball was briefly caught by Ahadme, but tackled from behind by Reading. Back with Charlie Good, but it goes over the line, and that will be a Reading throw-in. Stevenage normally come back from situations like this, but they're being held firm by Reading at the moment. They haven't had the best. They haven't had the best of games recently. Hence why they slipped to fourth in the table. So it will be Abrefa to take the throw for Reading. Headed by Halton for Stevenage. Now it's with Ahadme. Ahadme to Roberts. Given away though to Pereira, the Reading goalkeeper. Now it's been vaulted up into the air. Briefly taken by Reading. Now back with Stevenage. Campbell to Freestone. There was nobody towards the 18-yard box. So that will be a goal kick to Reading. 15.5 minutes in. It's still Reading 1, Stevenage 0 at the Select Car Leasing Stadium. It's a clear and dry night. But I am sure the fans are keeping warm inside the stands. Abrefa to O'Connor. Now back to Pereira. Pereira's still with the ball, and he passes up the wing to Purdy O'Connor. O'Connor was aiming for a Bitcham, but caught by Stevenage. Now it's back with Savage. Savage passing to Williams. Williams again to O'Connor. Now back with Wing. Pereira clears the ball out of goal. It's aiming for Abrefa, but good interception by Horton. Now it's back with Reading, although a Stevenage player has gone down. It's Horton. So Horton must have got caught up in an incident with somebody. It might have been Lewis Wing. We'll have to check with that. In fact, it was Savage, and this was what happened. And this is what happened with the Savage goal earlier in the game. That was just quite incredible. When the ball was scored 1-0. Reading should be lucky that they did not. Reading should be lucky that the ball did not go. Reading should be lucky that the ball that the ball stayed in play and did not go over the line. Had VAR been implemented, the result could well have been different. But it doesn't matter, as Charlie Savage's right footer was enough to send Reading in front. Wing to Savage. Savage crossing up the wing to up the wing, I should say, to Pereira. Pereira back to Doyle. Now on the ball is Williams. Williams down the wing to Lewis Wing. Lewis Wing trying to hold off Stevenage. Now it's back with Wing. It was briefly with Purdy O'Connor. O'Connor to Williams. Williams sends the ball over the halfway line, crossing it down to Abrefa. It's Abrefa with the ball for Reading. He's doing well to keep Freestone at bay. Stevenage just take the ball back, but Reading are still keen to get it. Reading are still keen to press on towards the goal, courtesy of Wing, but it ends up in the hands of Marshall. And as for Lewis Wing, he's for League One this season. He has won possession 91 times. He is so he's top of that rank in League One. But it's Stevenage with the ball at the present time with Charlie Good. Charlie Good trying to cross further forward to Chem Campbell, but Reading still take it back. Abrefa to Williams. O'Connor. Now Doyle. Given back to Stevenage. It's Horton to Ahadme. But Reading did well to intercept. It's Kamari Doyle now pressing on towards the goal area, and the ball is still with Reading and sent over the bar by Daniel Pereira. He was almost unnoticed, but that was unlucky. But that was unlucky for Pereira. He did everything right, in my opinion. But he just held on a split second too long, and the sliding tackle by Harvey White might have made all the difference. So we are to expect another corner for Reading, and headed by Charlie Good. Reading still have the ball. It's Savage, but stopped by the Stevenage defenders. Charlie Savage did really well to react, but he was held off, and it will be a throw-in to Reading, to be taken by Jeriel Dorset. Dorset, remember, is on a yellow card, and the referee Spenny comes to have a word with both number 15s, Good and O'Connor. Basically, don't fight, keep it clean, boys. As Dorset waits his moment to throw. It's a long throw, but cleared away by Stevenage. But not if Reading have anything to do with it. A long curler, but ends up in the hands of Marshall. 21 and a half minutes gone. It's still Reading 1, Stevenage 0. And for the travelling Stevenage fans in the South Stand, this is not the score they want to see. Pereira gets ready to roll the ball out. Just a quick look at the match stats. Reading have had 5 shots, 2 on target, and 11 touches in the opposite box. Stevenage have had no attempts so far. So it's wing to Savage. Now being passed to Pereira. Pereira with the ball. Passes this time to Kamari Doyle. Doyle to Wing. Wing passing to Patrick Lane. It's Lane with the cross towards Bicham, but defended by Stevenage. On the ball briefly was Dorset, and it goes over the line for a Stevenage throw. So we're coming up to the halfway mark, and at Lewis Wing, and it was an attack by Lewis Wing. It may have bounced off his own teammate Bicham. Now the ball is headed by O'Connor. Crossed by O'Connor towards Bicham, but the ball is too far away, and Stevenage will take the throw. A Reading player may have had the last touch. I could not see who it was. So Stevenage take the throw with James Wilden. But the ball's given away to Wing. Kamari Doyle passing to Pereira. Pereira clears the ball out front and comes off the head of Bicham. Now on the ball for Reading is Pereira. Pereira passes to Bicham. Bicham now inside Reading's attacking third. It's back with Pereira, but dealt with by Stevenage. Now on the ball is Roberts. Roberts to Ahadme. Gassan Ahadme with the ball, but Gassan Ahadme with the ball, but it goes over the line, and it will be another Reading throw-in. So everyone now taking the chance to catch their breath a bit. It's actually going to be a Stevenage throw, which they've just done. The ball bounces to Philippe Marchal. Marchal passing to Pierre Gianni. Pierre Gianni to Charlie Good. Back with Pierre Gianni. Back with Good now. Pierre Gianni, or was that James Wilding? No, it was James Wilding. And Liam Richardson walking around the touchline in conversation with his assistant manager, he's shouting encouragement to his players from the touchline, and so far they're doing well. They're doing well in his first league game, and Rob Kuig, the chairman, has a clear plan for Reading to take them to the Championship within a 5-year window, or possibly beyond. And just as I say that, the ball goes over the line for a throw-in. So 26 minutes gone. The scoreline still remains Reading 1, Stevenage 0. And it will be a throw-in to Reading this time. And to take the throw will be Dorset. Dorset throws to Savage. Cross towards Bitcham, but well held by Charlie Good. The ball is now back with Reading. It was with Doyle, but now it's retaken by Horton, although Doyle has been tugging at Horton's shirt, and that's not allowed. Free kick to Stevenage, says the referee. And it will be a free kick to Stevenage, and the free kick to Stevenage will be taken by Marshall. 27 minutes gone. It's still Reading 1, Stevenage 0. And Marshall goes ahead with the free kick, but the Reading player is bundled down just before the goal area. That was Pordy O'Connor, and Pierre Gianni gives the ball to Charlie Good, who will take the throw for Boro. Headed away by Reading. Now the ball is back with Good. Good to Harvey White, and a flick of the head from I couldn't see who it was. It might have been Kemp. I'm now going to take another look at that just to be sure. The ball was onside, and in fact the player went down. It was actually Freestone with the touch of the head, as Alex Ravel paces himself up and down the touchline. Reading player's shirt has been pulled. That was a Brafer, and Richardson waving his arms in protest, but he is still showing encouragement to his players. That is good to see. As Pereira picks up the ball for the Royals. Now the ball is being passed to Pordy O'Connor. O'Connor crossing the ball down the wing to Brafer, but intercepted by Stevenage, and a yellow card has gone out. That might have been for the offending Stevenage player. The closest player I could see to Brafer was Freestone. So both players now have a man with a yellow card. So both teams, I should say, now have a man with a yellow card each. And for Freestone, that looked quite painful. Abraitha. So that is Freestone's third this season. Free kick given to Reading, and I'll let you know in a quick second or two. We'll take the free kick. It's Wing. So Lewis Wing to take the free kick for the Royals. Can he convert this one into goal? The ball is now in the attacking third and sent over the bar by Kelvin Abitjam. That could have been Reading's second, but his aggression wasn't powerful enough. The free kick was delivered brilliantly by Wing, but Abitjam, either he didn't know the ball was there, or he just picked it up but was caught out at the last moment. So the ball cleared out of goal by the Stevenage keeper Marshall. Marshall receives the ball back, and it will be Marshall to clear the ball forward. Another ball is caught by Stevenage. Back with Roberts. Now it's with Reading again. Savage to Dorset, but the ball goes way over the halfway line, and it did go over the line on the far side, and it will have to be a throw in. 31 minutes played. Still Reading 1, Stevenage 0. And if the result stays that way, that will be a boost for Reading as they try to keep out of the relegation zone. It's Horton for Stevenage, but good defensive teamwork by Reading, and we'll have to wait and see what happens next. It's a corner to Stevenage, their first of the match, and it will be taken by Harvey White. So this is the referee wanted to make sure that he's happy. A bit of a shoving match going on inside the goal area. The referee has called a halt to proceedings for something, and in fact he's having a word with the keeper Pereira. Or was he also? And he may have also been talking to Freestone as well. So we wait for White. He raises his arms. The ball sails in towards the goal area, but saved by Pereira. So Pereira with the ball. He was briefly bundled down by Hadmay, but he was able to get back up. Ball now being passed to Abraitha, and it's Abraitha passing to Lewis Wing. Wing to Pawsey O'Connor. O'Connor trying to cross the ball over the halfway line, but to no avail. Reading take it back though through O'Connor, but the ball bounces towards back towards Philippe Marshall in the goal area. So with just over 11 minutes to go until half time. Although a Stevenage player has been brought down, that appears to me as though it was Kemp, and he has had the fewest touches this match, and Kelvin Bitcham has had more with 12. So now about to take the ball is Dan Kemp, but blocked by Reading. Stevenage aren't giving this one up though. Just to the left of the halfway line was White. Now Reading take it back with Charlie Savage. It's Savage to Derek Williams, but given away to Stevenage. Now it's back with Boro. It's Ahadme. That was poorly given away by Reading, but Savage makes up for this by intercepting inside the goal area. Although the ball has been given back to Stevenage, on the ball is Freestone. Freestone to Chem Campbell. Campbell trying to go around Abrafa, can't, so he passes back to Freestone. Now back towards Chem Campbell. Campbell pushed down to the ground by Abrafa. That was unnecessary. Abrafa shouldn't have done that. And I have to correct you. I have to correct myself. It's almost just under 11 and a half minutes. 10 and a half minutes, I should say, until half time. But that was the incident between Campbell and Abrafa. Freestone might have got involved as well, but it's a throw-in to Reading. Picked up by Chem Campbell, and he gives a sharp pull to Abrafa as well. Throw-in given to Reading. Just under 10 minutes, almost 9.5 minutes left, and it is still Reading 1, Stevenage 0. So Reading take the ball, and it's Bitcham. Bitcham going after it this time was Kyreira. There was an open goal space, and Kyreira couldn't take advantage of that. Marshall should have been a bit more alert, in my opinion, because you cannot give away opportunities like that. Though he might have just deflected it away. I'll take another look. His timely intervention with his boots. I thought he didn't touch it, but clearly he did. And Bitcham has gone down on the ground. Couldn't see who fouled him, but he's landed. But he's holding his arm, so that looks very painful to him. He must have landed on his right arm, and we'll now try and have a look to see what happened. It was the kick by Doyle, and that was the mistimed goal. But Bitcham appears to be all right. Whether he'll be able to carry on playing towards half time, I don't know. But a free kick has been given to the Royals in any case. It was just over the halfway line. Reading have taken the free kick. It's Derek Williams to Abrafa, passing to Pereira. Pereira sends the ball over the halfway line, caught by Bitcham, and now it's back with Stevenage. Charlie Savage has the ball for Reading. Now down the wing to Abrafa. Abrafa passing to Lane. Now back with Wing. Wing to O'Connor. The ball was over the halfway line at this point. It's now with Jeriel Dorset. Dorset trying to keep it away. He passes to Kamari Doyle. Now it's back with Savage. Savage to O'Connor. And O'Connor crossing down the wing to Abrafa. Now the ball is with Patrick Lane. Lane goes for the shot. It's just over the crossbar. Very unlucky for Patrick Lane. It was set up really nicely by O'Connor, but it was the hands of Marshall that just palmed it away the last minute. It wasn't. It just sailed over the crossbar. And a goal kick has been given to Stevenage. Reading have done really well to keep the lead for almost the majority of the first half. Stevenage haven't given this one up, but they just can't seem to get through the brick wall defence. That is Reading. As the ball goes over the line, a quick handshake exchange between Pereira and Derek Williams. We shouldn't discount Derek Williams. He's been really good in defence. And so with 39 minutes gone, it still remains Reading 1, Stevenage 0. Pereira clears the ball out of goal. The ball now sails towards Pereira, but it was intercepted by Stevenage. It's now with Roberts. He's got Dorset behind him for company. Over the halfway line to James Wildin, passing to Marshall. Although what looked like Pereira almost took the ball off him, the referee has called a stop to proceedings. I can see I saw the beginnings of what looked like an argument inside the centre circle. Just going to have another look at it. Or was it a foul by Marshall? It might well have been, and that would have been on Pereira. In any case, Marshall sends the ball out of the goal, but it's given away to O'Connor. But Stevenage now have the chance with Kemp, although it is deflected away by Reading. Poor giveaway from Reading, but they redeemed themselves to keep it away. So it was Kemp, but that was a good use of the left foot by Derek Williams. Corner to Stevenage with just under 5 minutes to go until half time. Harvey White to take the free kick for Stevenage once again. And this time it will be on the near side. And the ball goes in towards the 18-yard box, but cleared away by Reading, and the ball came off Amari Doyle. So good effort from him, but it has given yet another corner to Stevenage. White to take the corner again, but it misses everybody, and it ends up with Horton to Freestone, almost sent in, but good use of the hands by Pereira. Pereira catching it with his gloves just at the last second. Or did he? Horton had the ball. It was headed by Freestone, and Pereira just seemed to send it over the side. Goal kick to Reading in any case. Pereira to take it, goes down to Lane, but intercepted by Stevenage. Now on the ball for Stevenage is Dan Kemp. Kemp to Roberts. Roberts was almost tackled by Doyle. Stevenage trying to press it further into the goal by Roberts, but saved by Pereira yet again. For the Reading fans, this could be a really great game for them. As remember, if Reading win, they will climb up to around 14th in the table. O'Connor has the ball forced over the line by Chem Campbell. So it's given Stevenage a free kick. Freestone to Horton, and the ball has now been caught by Campbell, but the referee says free kick Reading, and we wait to see who will take the free kick. So with 1.5 minutes to go, it's still Reading 1, Stevenage 0. Pereira to take the free kick for the Royals, and the ball is sent over the line, and is now into Reading's attacking third. And it is the ball has now been picked up by Wing. It's Wing to Kamari Doyle. But just clipped over the line by Lewis Freestone. 1 minute left of normal time. We'll let you know. We will let you know just before time. We'll let you know just after 45 minutes how many minutes of added on time will be included. So Abrafa to take the throw for Reading. It's Abrafa to Doyle. Doyle passes down the field to O'Connor. After the ball was Ahadme, but not if Pereira had anything to do with it. Headed by Freestone, given back to Reading. It's Campbell to Ahadme. Now it's back with Campbell again. He's on the near side, being pursued by Lane. Good tackle from behind by Patrick Lane. It has given Stevenage a throw. We now approach the 45th minute. Freestone, 1 minute has been added on. I could just see the fourth official raising his banner as Stevenage are looking for perhaps a last-minute equaliser to take them into half-time. Roberts has been fouled, and the yellow and a yellow and that's a second yellow and a red card. So Reading are down to 10, and it was Jeriel Dorset who committed the foul. And this will have put a chink in Reading's armour. This is not what they needed. And before half-time too, the Reading players are trying to argue their case, but the referee doesn't want to hear another word about it. And also likely being booked for dissent is Daniel Carreira. And the referee now having a last-minute word with one of the Stevenage players. But what drama towards the half-time break. I didn't see any malice between Dorset and Roberts. Dorset clipped Roberts on the foot. Difficult to call this one, really. But there is the confirmation. Daniel Carreira has been given a yellow card. That's his 5th this season. So we're going to go slightly over time. Free kick by Stevenage, halted by Reading. And that's the end of the first half. Reading stunned Stevenage early on in the 4th minute. And Stevenage have just played second fiddle to them throughout the rest of the game. But will the sending off of Jeriel Dorset give Stevenage a boost now that they are a man up? We shall see. Half-time at the Select Car Leasing Stadium. It's Reading 1, Stevenage 0. We're going to go for a break, but we'll be back just before the start of the second half. Welcome back to the Commentary Hub's coverage of Reading against Stevenage. We are also live on Storm FM, and I have to correct myself for an incident for something that I said towards the end of the first half. I said that Jeriel Dorset was sent off after a foul on Jordan Roberts, when in fact he wasn't. It was Daniel Kyrera who got the yellow card for the foul when I said he was booked for dissent. So Reading still have 11 players, and this will so it looks as though they will still it looks as though they will still be in with a chance of victory during the second half. And the players are now getting ready to come out onto the pitch. Just having a look at some of Reading's chances, and they were by Lewis Wing, Abitjam, and also Kyrera. Patrick Lane also had a really good chance himself, but his effort was mistimed. And so Reading looking to at least get another goal or so to get themselves 5 points clear of the relegation zone. It will be Stevenage to kick us off this time, as we count down the final few seconds to the start of the second half. And so Stevenage get the game back underway, and the ball is being crossed down towards Roberts, headed by Derek Williams, but the ball is still with Stevenage, but given away this time to Reading. Now back with Stevenage, it's Roberts to Ahadme crossing in towards the 18-yard box, but it misses everybody. Now the ball is with Lewis Freestone to Campbell, under pressure from Brafer. Now Campbell tries to keep hold of the ball. He does. It's Harvey White with the ball. Just want to hold off the advances of Wing, but the ball has been given back to Reading, and it's Derek Williams pressing towards goal. He has a Brafer, or should that be Kyrera? And in fact, it was Kamari Doyle who was pressing on towards the goal area, and also Freestone, remember, is on a yellow card for Stevenage. And walking around the pitch, walking around the touchline, I should say, is Alex Ravel, all headed by James Wildin. James Wildin to Jordan Roberts. Roberts doing well to keep Savage at bay, but Savage may have touched the ball briefly, so it went over the goal line, and that could well have given give Stevenage a corner. It has. So just take the corner on the near side. Let's put the corner on the near side. Of the right side of the pitch is Harvey White, and the ball hits in towards the goal area, but saved by Joel Pereira. Pereira has really earned his money tonight, as the ball has been rolled out towards Reading, and it's Derek Williams, wing up the wing to Abrafa. It's Abrafa trying to cross in towards the Reading goal area, but good block by Harvey White, and so it will be a Reading throw in, and the ball looks like it'll be aimed towards Kelvin Batcharan. So it's wing Derek Williams now has the ball. It's Charlie Savage to Pereira. Pereira boots the ball out of the goal. It goes over the line. That was a poor clearance out. That was a poor clearance out of goal, in my opinion, to give the ball away to Stevenage like that. Reading retake it with Williams. It's Williams to wing. Now back with Pereira. Pereira clears the ball out of the goal. It's with Kyreira, but given away to Stevenage. Lane was after it. Another ball be given back to Stevenage. Ahadme with the header. Wing briefly went down, but he was able to get back up on his feet. Harvey White passing the ball between the defence. And now on the near side is James Wilding, but it goes over the line for a Reading throw. And to take the Reading throw will be Jeriel Dorset on a yellow card, remember. And sitting in the stands to watch his son is Robin Savage, the current Forest Green Rovers boss. And briefly there, and briefly on the ball is wing. But Stevenage, now the chance to equalise. It smacks off the underside of the post. Ahadme, very unlucky. Roberts. Can Roberts take advantage? Can Roberts do a rebound? No, he can't. Pereira just grabs it at the last moment. The Stevenage fans will be absolutely gutted with this. They're in the south stand, remember, and they just cannot believe that an easy opportunity was just messed up. Over the line goes the ball, and it will be a throw-in. 5.5 minutes into the second half. It's still Reading 1, Stevenage 0. We'll try and piece together what happened. Ahadme did well to receive the ball. That looked like an easy gap for me, but for whatever reason he aimed just a fraction too high, and as a result the ball just hit the underside of the crossbar. Hopefully I'm not being too unfair on him, because I try to keep things as unbiased as I can. Anyway, Ahadme back on the ball for Stevenage, being passed over the halfway line to Piergiani, the Stevenage captain. Freestone over the line, and once again that will be a goal kick to Reading, to be taken by Pereira. No half-time substitutions have been made, and within the next 5 or 10 minutes we could see someone come as a sub. We do not know yet. Ball now being cleared over the line by Pereira, given to Abicham for Reading. Now the ball is being crossed down towards Kyreira to Lewis Witt, to Charlie Savage, and almost poked in by Kelvin Abicham. I'm just going to take another look at this again. Abrafa should have actually crossed into the 18-yard box, in my view. Lewis Savage probably didn't know the ball was even there. He reacted a split second too soon. But the ball is now back with Stevenage. Harvey White to Kemp on the ball, and it's been passed down the wing to James Wilding. James Wilding on the near side. Jordan Roberts passes to Charlie Good. Now back with Roberts. Roberts, James Wildin, given away to Reading. It's now with Dorset. Dorset to Kamari Doyle. Doyle over the halfway line, but he's been fouled, but he keeps going. James Wildin, Roberts. Roberts crossing the ball up the wing, but headed away by Reading. It's Savage. Savage to Derek Williams, but it's deflected off the line by a Stevenage player, so it will be a Reading throw. And to take the throw will be Jariel Dorset. Dorset will take the throw. He throws, but it's given away to Stevenage and Kemp. And the ball almost headed in by Chem Campbell. Still difficult, but Stevenage just can't catch a break at the moment. Poor throw by Dorset to Kemp, and the ball almost headed in by Campbell. Coming up to just over 9.5 minutes in the second half. It's still Reading 1, Stevenage 0. And Dan Kemp almost wanted to have a chat with the referee, it seems. Dorset to take the throw for Reading. He throws to Derek Williams. As Liam Richardson watches on, he must be pleased with how Reading are keeping a potential playoff contending side at bay. And now on the ball is Kyreira to Kamari Doyle. Brought down just inside the 18-yard box. The yellow card is going out, and I'll try and ascertain who the player was that fouled him. It looked to me like it was Horton. We'll just have to. I'll just have to have another look at this. Ball came off the head of Horton. So Kyreira with the pass, and to me that looked like Horton denied a potential goal-scoring opportunity, and that is his 4th of the season. Free kick to Reading, and it will be either Wing or Savage that will take the free kick. The referee making a defensive line inside the goal area. So Lewis Wing takes a few steps back, and we shall see which of the two will take the free kick. Wing makes the move, but it's just defended superbly by the Stevenage defensive wall. They weren't fooled, even though Charlie Savage made a slight twitch of his body. Now sent out of the goal by Marshall. Good defending by Abrafa. Did well to keep Kemp behind, but the ball has been given away to Stevenage. Although Charlie Savage looked like he was trying to get after the ball. Now on the ball for Reading is was Patrick Lane. Reading still have the ball, back with Doyle. Doyle to Kyreira. Savage. But handled really well by the Stevenage defenders. Now on the ball is Kemp. Kemp closing in on the halfway line, but he has to pass back, and it goes over the line on the near side for a Reading throw. So Reading have taken the throw. It's James Wildin. James Wildin gives the ball away to Savage, and now on the ball is Kamari Doyle. Doyle saved by Philip Marshall, and it still remains Reading 1, Stevenage 0. Credit to Stevenage for Credit must go to Stevenage for at least keeping the goal scoring down. And now on the ball for Stevenage is Horton. Horton to Roberts. Roberts doing really well to keep the ball. He passes to James Wilding, although trying to crowd him was Kyrera. It's now back with Roberts. Roberts to James Wilding. James Wilding, Horton. They both did well to hold off Doyle, and that was almost sent in by Dan Kemp. A close one. This. How was he denied? He actually missed the ball by several inches. He couldn't get any closer. And the ball cleared out of the Reading goal area by Pereira. It was briefly with O'Connor. Well, the ball bounces now. It's intercepted by Stevenage and Charlie Good. Good to Freestone. Freestone now passing to Campbell. Now back with Freestone. Freestone, White. Freestone again. A Reading player might have actually got a touch of the ball. Abreva tries to get to it. Free kick to Stevenage. Might have had some free kick to Reading, I should say. A Stevenage player might have had a touch of it, so which is why Reading have been given the free kick. Anyway, the free kick is taken, but the ball sails towards Philip Marshall. And given to Charlie Good. We've just gone over the hour mark. It's still Reading 1, Stevenage 0. Jordan Roberts on the near side for the Boro, but deflected away by Jeriel Dorset. Corner to Stevenage, and once again it will be Harvey White to take the corner. Play wants to make sure that the ball is in the right place, and the man closest to goal is Roberts. So the ball now goes in towards the goal, but deflected away by Reading, and it may well be another corner for Stevenage. Although, just as I say that, the first substitutions of the match are about to be made, and it's Stevenage who will make the first move, as Ghassan Ahadme and also Lewis Freestone come off. Are the players to come off, and we'll let you know who comes on as and when we can. But for now, it's Reading 1, Stevenage 0, as Chem Campbell has a bit of a walk around. Phoenix Patterson will come on. In fact, he comes on in place of Campbell, and Jamie Reid, and also on is Dan Butler. And now it is Reading's turn to make their first substitution, and Patrick Lane will come off, and to take his place will be number 30, Matt Ritchie. Matt Ritchie makes a return. Matt Ritchie makes a welcome return. He missed the last two matches through injury, and he is welcomed onto the pitch by Daniel Kyrera, or should that be Lane? That was likely a well done embrace by his teammates. And so Patrick Lane makes way for Matt Ritchie. A man who is very experienced in the EFL and the Premier League. Ball cleared out of goal though by Pereira, and it goes over the line for a Stevenage throw. Kelvin Erbicham is like Kelvin Erbicham waves his arms like, how did I miss this? Lewis Wing, but the ball goes over the line once more, and it will be another Stevenage throw. That looks to me as though it's Phoenix Patterson to take the throw but given away to Reading, and the ball is actually with Butler. It's Butler to Patterson. Now the ball goes down the wing to Patterson, I should say. Patterson to James Wilding. Wilding, good. The ball is with Philippe Marshall. So it's Marshall. The ball now cleared forward. It bounces off a Reading player. Savage takes it. Now back with Wing. The ball goes over the halfway line. Was aimed for Doyle, but it goes into the arms of Philippe Marshall. Just over 64 and a half minutes have been played. It's still Reading 1, Stevenage 0. As James Wilding takes the ball for Stevenage. Now it's given to number 9. Now it's given to number 19, Jamie Reid. Jamie Reid, one of the top scorers for Stevenage so far in League One. Butler to Good. And so chasing Charlie Good down is Calvin Obicham, but he does well to keep hold of it. Ball now given to Philippe Marshall. It's now with Kemp. Kemp up the wing to Butler. Now it's with Dan Kemp. Can he equalise for Stevenage? Saved once again by Pereira, but the ball is offside. We'll check to see where he was in terms of being offside. And yes, I can just picture that he was just in front of a Brafer. And that was just bad luck on his pass, I should say. So Joel Pereira to take the goal kick for Reading, and it sails over Pereira. Liam Richardson encouraging his players and giving them instructions to keep Stevenage at bay. So far, it looks as though they are obeying his instructions and doing really well. Headed by Derek Williams, but down onto the ground has gone a Stevenage player. That might have been Charlie Good, and it could have been. It could have been Pereira that fouled him. Free kick to Stevenage to be taken by White as he raises his arms. So White with the free kick towards Reid, but kept out by Reading, and it's now with Lewis Wing. Wing briefly clipped off by Roberts, but given back to Wing. Wing to Paddy O'Connor, but the ball sails towards Philippe Marshall. Marshall to James Wilding. James Wilding James Wilding to Kemp, but that was almost a tackle from behind by a Reading forward. I couldn't see quite clearly who it was. Headed into the air by O'Connor. Now it's with a Brafer. The ball given back to Williams, who passes to Pereira. Ball now headed up into the air by Bicham, almost given away to Stevenage, but back with We're back with Charlie Savage. And a player's been stopped, and a player's briefly been stopped for some reason. I don't know why, but it will be a free kick to Stevenage to be taken by the goalkeeper Marshall. So Alex Revel talking to his assistant manager. But the ball's been given back to Reading. It goes over the line, and it is caught by Carl Piergiani, the Stevenage captain. So the ball thrown, but it's been given away to Daniel Cairera. Cairera closing in on the goal area. Cairera tries to take the ball back from James Wilding, but that was good defending by the Stevenage number 2. And it will be a throw in to Reading. Dorset with the throw, and it briefly comes off Kamari Doyle, but it's Dorset again. Doyle back towards Dorset, given away though to Kemp. Now Reed under pressure from Lewis Wing. Good tackle, but players been stopped. I think that could well be a yellow card for Wing. In fact, I'm sure it will be a yellow card for Wing. But I have to correct myself. It's Matt Ritchie. Matt Ritchie was the one who brought him down, or was it Wing? But it might have actually been Kemp who fouled him, but it's actually Ritchie who picks up the yellow card, 4th of the season. 20 minutes to go, and it will be a free kick to Stevenage. Marshall to take the free kick, and now it's back with Wing. Bitcham to Abrafa. Abrafa crosses the ball up into the air, but it's given away to Butler. And so Butler passes to Philippe Marshall. Marshall to Abrafa. Given to Butler. Or should that be given away to Butler? Now the ball ends up at the feet of Pereira. 71 minutes gone. It's still Reading 1, Stevenage 0. So Pereira looking to roll the ball out. Kicks the ball high up into the air. Headed by Bitcham. Now it's been given away back towards Doyle. Doyle to Cairera. Cairera back towards Bitcham. Savage to Derek Williams. Now the ball is back with Pereira. Williams passes down the wing on the near side to Dorset, although Dorset has collided with Phoenix Patterson in the process. No other substitutions have been made as of yet. So it's Horton with the ball, just about takes it. Now it's with Kamari Doyle. Doyle to Lewis Wing, and Wing passes to Cairera, but it's actually a Bitcham. Bitcham has gone down. He was sandwiched between 2 Stevenage players. We'll try and piece together who it was that brought him down. Remember, Bitcham had a nasty fall onto his arm earlier in the first half. And this is not Reading need at this time. Wing did well to pass to a Bitcham, but he got caught up between Butler and Piergiani. Nothing too serious, I'd say, just a normal incident. but very painful for Erbitcham. The physio team now stretching his legs as a couple of the Stevenage players look likely to come on. One of which I can see is Lewis Orford, and another one I can just about make out is Daniel Phillips. Will Reading have to make a substitution as well? Because if Erbitcham's pain continues to persist, he can't carry on playing. He can't carry on playing like this, and so Jordan Roberts will make way for Lewis Orford, and I'll let you know who else is coming off the pitch to be replaced by Daniel Phillips. It was Horton who came off, and so Daniel Phillips and Lewis Orford have now taken to the pitch. Will Erbitcham have to come off as Liam Richardson has a quick chat with him just to make sure he is all right. So the ball now being pressed forward, being caught by Abrafa. The ball goes over the line. In fact, knocks one of the spare balls off its cone, and it will be Pereira. And it will be Pereira that will take the goal kick for Reading. So in terms of match stats, Reading have had 11 shots compared to Stevenage's 6 on target. Reading have had 4, Stevenage none. And the ball now being given. The ball is still with Reading. It's with Dorset. Dorset sends the ball over the halfway line. It's back with Good to Doyle. No, it's inside the centre circle. Lewis Wing to Williams, and now up the wing it goes to Kelvin Abrafa. Abrafa with the ball. Tried to hold on but couldn't. And it was just forced out by Dan Butler. Almost 14 minutes left. It's still Reading 1, Stevenage 0, and we could be in for a shock win in League One. Corner given to Reading, and it will be Lewis Savage that will take the corner for the Royals. A bit of a discussion going on between a few players and the referee inside the goal area. And as Savage waits his moment to kick the ball. The closest Reading player to goal is Kyreira, and the ball goes in towards the 18-yard box, but defended by Stevenage. That must have been Harvey White who touched the ball, and so it will be another corner to the Royals. Charlie Savage will take the corner once again, as there's a bit of physical altercation between Erbitcham and James Wildin, caught by Philippe Marchal, and the scoreline still remains Reading 1, Stevenage 0. Although Kamari Doyle did well to hold off Daniel Phillips. Now it's Stevenage with the ball. Patterson to Reed, although Reed was almost tackled from behind by Doyle. Down the wing goes the ball to Charlie Good. It's Charlie Good. Also on the ball momentarily was White. It's been passed to Philippe Marchal in goal. Luther James Wildin with the ball, although although the ball was deflected away briefly by Reading. It was Kyreira, and 2 substitutes for Reading are being readied, as it were. And I could just about see Randall Williams, who I mentioned just before kickoff, and also coming on will be Mark O'Mahony, who was one of the players to score one of Reading's 2 goals in their defeat against Carlisle in the FA Cup. So Randall Williams on. He comes on in place of Kyreira, and O'Mahony takes the place of Doyle. So to take the throw is James Wildin. James Wildin gives the ball away to Cordy O'Connor. O'Connor to O'Mahony. O'Mahony to Dorset, that would have been. Williams back towards Dorset. Dorset not trying to press the ball further forward. It was with Obitcham. Obitcham towards O'Mahony. Randall Williams almost takes it, but he was held up by 1 or 2 Stevenage players. The ball goes to Marshall. Marshall to Daniel Phillips. The throw-in has been given to James Wildin. James Wildin with the throw. He throws to Charlie Good. Good to Marshall. Stevenage still have the ball in play. It's Butler to James Wildin on the near side, and he's trying to get around He's trying to get around Randall. The ball has been given back to Stevenage and Daniel Phillips. Butler to Patterson. Patterson passes back to Butler. The ball goes into the 18-yard box. Saved by Pereira. Pereira to me has been the standout player for Reading throughout this game. Although we mustn't discount Charlie Savage's opening goal. Randall gets a bit of a push in the back. Randall Williams, I should say, gets a push in the back. There will be another throw in to Reading, because a player was pushed down just close to the line. No, it'll be a free kick, I should say. And so the free kick has been taken. Ball being flicked towards O'Mahony. Retaken by Stevenage. It's Randall Williams. But the ball has been flicked back, I should say, to Cordy O'Connor. O'Connor to Pereira. So Pereira clears the ball up the line, but it goes over up the field, I should say. But it goes over the far side line, and that was just over halfway. Butler will take the throw, and he passes to Patterson. Now it's with Luther James Wildin. James Wildin was aiming for Kemp. It's Kemp with the ball. Can he equalise for Stevenage? And once again, it's saved by Pereira. It's Phoenix Patterson on the ball for Stevenage. And once again, a chance for Stevenage goes begging. Pereira saved the first one. And it was like he knew where the ball was. Patterson just could not take advantage of the rebound. Did Pereira get a hand to it? I couldn't see if he did or not. Corner to Stevenage, headed away though by Reading. And once again the ball goes over the line for a goal kick. Reading can thank their lucky stars that Stevenage just do not have the luck with them in this game. Dan Kemp did all he could, but it was the hand of Pereira which denied him. And on closer inspection, Phoenix Patterson's shot was just wide. Not being cleared out of the goal, although there's been an incident between Good and Ritchie. Matt Ritchie was forced down. In fact, it was Omani. Mark Omani was the player pushed down by Good. I'll have to take another look at that as and when I can. But it still remains Reading 1, Stevenage 0 after almost 84 minutes. Charlie Savage will take the free kick for Reading. It's ready to line himself up. And he waits his chance, he raises his arms and kicks the ball in towards the 18-yard box. Saved though by Stevenage. That was good teamwork between the captain Piergiani and Marshall. But now it's Stevenage's turn to press on towards goal. But it is caught, but the ball is caught by Cordy O'Connor and is swiftly passed to Pereira. I'll let you know who my player of the match is in about 5 minutes. As Pereira clears the ball out of the goal towards Randall Williams. On the ball briefly for Stevenage was Carl Piergiani. So it's Piergiani up the wing to Butler. Butler passes to I couldn't see who. That might have been Patterson to Phillips, who almost tackles Randall Williams from behind. But the second time is more successful. But it doesn't go down well with the referee, and he has given the Trinidad and Tobago international a yellow card. Randall Williams appears to be all right. Just nonchalantly going about his business. But that was a really rough shove in the back for Daniel Phillips, and that is his third yellow card of the season. Less than 5 minutes to go. Reading still have chances to make it 2. But Stevenage are at least now looking for an equaliser. That's all they can go for now. It's probably too late for them to secure a victory. Butler up the wing to Patterson. It's Patterson with the ball. He passes back down towards Butler. The cross headed away by Kamari Doyle, and it goes over the line. And to throw the ball will be Charlie Good. And in fact, it won't. It will be Luther James Wilding. So Luther James Wilding with the throw. Comes off the foot of Kemp. Now it's with Harvey White. White to Patterson. And Patterson tries to go for a shot, but blocked by the Reading defence. Omani tries to get to the ball. Did well to tackle, and now it's given Kelvin Abitram a chance to press forward, but he can't go around Phoenix Patterson. Not given away. And Omani is starting, and Omani is hurt. White with the yellow card, it's difficult to ascertain what's happened to Mark Omani at the moment, but we'll find out shortly. And that was a really unnecessary and unpleasant tackle by White. Sort of terrible slide tackle, in my opinion. And the yellow card, well deserved. His third of the season. And with just under 2 minutes to go until full time, Reading still lead by a goal to nil. As Pereira touches the ball out of goal. Brafer back towards Pereira. Pereira sends the ball down the wing, but it's a throw-in once again. And I am going to give my player of the match, sponsored by Football Live, to Joel Pereira, because even though Stevenage have advanced on him with really threatening goals, he has saved them every time. And his skill in front of goal his skill in between the sticks has really impressed me. So, our man of the match, sponsored by Football Live, Joel Pereira. As a last-minute substitute is being made for Reading, as Andy Yeardom comes on in place of Kelvin Erbitjam. How many minutes will there be? How many minutes will Andy Yeardom be on is the question, as we tick down towards 90 minutes. Just around 30 seconds to go as James Wilding throws to Kemp. Kemp back towards James Wilding now. Daniel Phillips. Phillips towards Harvey White. White, Butler. Butler towards Phoenix Patterson. Patterson crossing down, but headed away by O'Connor. It's Paddy O'Connor. O'Connor sends the ball forward, but given away to Stevenage, and we now enter the 90th minute. 6 minutes of added on injury time have been displayed to us. So Stevenage could be in with a chance of an equaliser or indeed a win, but not if Pereira's got anything to say about it, as he saves yet again. Joel Pereira, formerly of Manchester United's youth setup, has saved once again. Now on the ball is Calvin Brafer. Brafer to Patrick Lane. Lane towards Randall Williams, who almost scored on his debut. That would have been quite something for him. Remember, he is on short-term contract until January. So Stevenage get the game restarted. The ball goes up the wing to Butler, and now on the ball is Andy Yeardom. Yeardom to Omani. Well, we'll just have to do a final check to see who it is. That went down. Alex Ravel chewing away nervously. He's known throughout pretty much the whole match that Stevenage are fighting a potential losing battle. It's Patterson to Yeardom. Yeardom takes the ball for Reading, but he's fouled from behind by Butler. That was absolutely pointless. He should not have done that. But it's given a throw into Stevenage in any case. I'm surprised he got away with it. And it will be a throw into Reading to be taken by Yeardom. Yeardom to take the throw. He throws to wing. Brafer, and forced out by Patterson. Another throw into Reading. Yeardom to take the throw. He throws to wing. Wing sends the ball down the field, and it goes to Pereira, although one of the Stevenage players was after it. Bounces off Kemp. It's now with White. Retaken by Reading, but But now it's back with Stevenage and Luther James Wildin on the near side. The ball goes over the halfway line. Deflected away by Dorset, thrown by Stevenage. It's with Luther James Wildin. James Wildin to Charlie Good. Good to Pierre Gianni, the captain. Reed towards Randall Williams, but given back, and now Stevenage looking for a consolation with Kemp. Kemp tries to send it through, but a superb intervention at the last second by Jeriel Dorset, and we are just over halfway through the 6 minutes of added on time. Stevenage have to score an equaliser through this corner. Can they do it? And the answer is no, because Pereira has gone down. Was he fouled? Was he pushed from behind? We'll just have to sit. Let's have another. I'm just going to have another look at this. He got tangled up between Phillips and it could have been Kamari Doyle. Goal kick given to Pereira in any case. Taps the post, and the ball goes out of goal over the halfway line towards Randall Williams. It's with Derek Williams, and over the line it goes, and it will be a Stevenage throw to be taken by Luther James Wildin. Less than a minute to go, almost a minute to go, and it's still Reading 1, Stevenage 0. Stevenage have around 50 seconds to grab an equaliser, but it's surely not going to be possible as O'Connor is brought down. Stevenage know that their time is very much up, and some of the fans are making their way towards the exit early. Could they be celebrating a win prematurely? That doesn't appear to be the case with time running out. It was Ritchie briefly with the ball. Now it's Randall Williams. Randall Williams close to the edge of the 18-yard box, but he's been forced back to the near side. It's Matt Ritchie. 3 seconds to go, and we now enter the 96 minutes, and that is it. But the referee has blown the whistle, and Reading get their league campaign under Liam Richardson underway with a victory. They've only won one out of their last 6 EFL League One matches prior to tonight, but a win for them lifts them 5 points clear of the relegation zone. Robbie Savage is happy. His boy Charlie did well for Reading tonight, and so too did our player of the match, Joel Pereira. For Stevenage, it just gets worse for them. And before we go, we'll take a look at the final League One table. But the final score at the Select Leasing Car Stadium: Reading 1, Stevenage 0. Now we can take a look at the standings. It's still being led by Stockport County, with Bradford City in second. Stevenage needed a win to get themselves back into the lead of League One, but they failed to do so, and they remain in the playoff spots, 4th overall, equal on points with Cardiff City, but ahead of Lincoln City and AFC Wimbledon. And Reading's victory brings them up to 12th in the table, and they are level on points with Rotherham United and Barnsley. Reading are 12th because they are because they are behind with a goal difference, and because their goal difference is 2 compared to they are 2 behind Barnsley on goal difference. So that wraps up our coverage of Reading against Stevenage. I've been Nicholas Jones. I hope you have enjoyed our coverage, and we hope to see you on the Commentary Hub again very, very soon. Until then, good night.